Hey everybody, it's Resort TV 1, and we are live tonight at Disney Springs. And we'll wait for a few people to join us, and then we'll tour around a little bit. Sorry about that. Hello, welcome to the stream. So thanks for joining us tonight. For those of you who are wondering why I've been out so much at the different resorts and parks, and well, not parks, but Disney Springs and so on, I'm a teacher and I'm on spring break, so I'm kind of enjoying that. But one of my favorite parts of the new Springs is the actual springs here. I just think that Disney did a fantastic job with this. Just attention to detail, and somehow they keep it clear all the time. They do a great job with that. I'm hoping to get back to the park soon. I know somebody said, well, somebody's probably thinking you already went live at Disney Springs for a little while back on Sunday, and yeah, I did. But we don't have our annual passes right now. We're hoping to get them back as soon as we can, but until then, we're going to be enjoying some time at the resorts in the Springs. So anyway, it says I've got a bad connection. I need to maybe switch over here. If you can still hear me, I'm going to fix the connection. There we go. Let's try that. Okay. Well, anyway, welcome to the stream. Like I said, I'm just kind of enjoying a very nice, cool evening at Disney Springs. Beautiful scenery here. You can see the new Planet Hollywood Observatory across the water there. It's really, really awesome. I'm going to post a tour video of that here in a couple days. Maybe even tomorrow. We'll see if I can get it edited in time. But anyway, I hope you can see me. I know it says bad connection. Maybe I need to get back closer to the building so I can get Wi-Fi. But either way, leave me a comment and let me know, or in the chat, and let me know that you're here and let me know what's going on. What are you doing tonight? Love the reflection in the water there. It's really nice. Let's walk over here a little bit and see if we can get a better connection. Thanks. Yeah, it's a really awesome place. If you haven't been here, it's really definitely worth checking out when you come back to Disney World. A lot of people like to spend time at the parks, and that's understandable, but this is a really nice addition, even though I know I've heard complaints that people say, well, it's just shops that you can find anywhere else. But, you know, there's a lot of theming that you wouldn't find at a mall for sure. And like I said, the water is a really nice addition. Just all these little canals everywhere. And the building I'm standing next to right now is the Welcome Center, guest relations and all that. It's really neat. We'll walk around the outside here. Got rocking chairs you can sit in, and even a little bit of water around the building. Nice little details that Disney does here. Well, I'm hoping the Disney Wi-Fi holds out. It seems to be doing pretty well. I was trying LTE earlier, but that didn't seem to be working as well, so looks like things are smooth right now. But if I lose it, I'll reconnect. I'll go over here for a little bit. So they've got this water feature over here. If you haven't been here before, I'll walk over and show you real quick. I won't be able to show you how it works because it takes two hands, but maybe somebody else is messing around with it. It looks like they are. It's actually what we would call an Archimedes screw, and you can kind of see it there across the way, but it picks up the water if somebody's turning the knob. Let me get a little closer on the other side here so we can see it. There you go. Somebody is turning it there. Kind of a fun little thing. Again, just the extra details that Disney does so well. You can see it picking up the water there and dumps it right there in the next little pond up there. Totally human powered. So those of you guys watching, have any of you had the chance to be down here? And you guys watching been able to come out to the new springs, the town center and all that? Or is there a scheduled trip that you have planned for your future? Yeah, in 2015 it was a real mess. Wasn't a great place to visit in 2015. It was walls and terrible parking in 2015. So, yeah, you definitely won't recognize it if you haven't been here in a couple of years. It is a completely different place. I'm fortunate enough to live down here, and I've seen the progress the whole time. Oh yeah, you'll love it. Yeah, it really does. Anyway, but that's a cool thing. Well, if you get a chance and you want to see the progress, I was actually fortunate to come down here several times and do a lot of construction update videos. And one of the things that I was trying to show was the progress. So if you look at my construction, videos, you'll see a lot of progress. Greg, I don't know if you can make a whole day out of it or not, but you certainly can make an afternoon and an evening out of it. If you went in every single shop, you could make a day out of it, but I don't know how much you like to shop. I'm not a huge shopper, and I still really enjoy it. I like to come more in the evening just because it's so nice and cool. One of the things I wanted to point out here, and this is leading to the bus stop, is just the little detail. Almost looks like the ceiling in Cinderella Castle here. Pretty cool. Yeah, if you like to shop, you could spend a full day here easily. This is the bus stop from the resorts, and there's only one bus stop now, which makes it really convenient, and this is totally different and totally new. You can see the water fountain back there. Go Disney Wi-Fi. It looks like we're still got connection out here. Awesome. And thanks again everybody for joining us. So anyway, that's the bus stop. It goes way down there. We don't have to walk all the way down there, but kind of a neat thing. Well done. Palm Desert, yeah. It does. It reminds me of California style for sure. I haven't been to Palm Desert, but that looks neat. Yeah, the bus stop absolutely moved. It was way down by the marketplace, and now it's directly adjacent to town center. So if you watch, I'm going to come back the other way. You can see when you get off the bus, this is where you come through, this brand new archway. By 4A stores, I guess you mean some of the bigger ones, or the anchor stores. It's weird, there aren't a lot of gigantic stores, but there are a few. Mostly, as you might expect, mostly women's clothing that are the big name stores. There's one right there, Zara. I don't know much about women's clothing, but oh, thanks. I'm glad you liked the channel, and glad you got to come to Disney in January. That's always nice. Yeah, so that's one of the big ones. Let's see. And over here is one called Anthropologie. Oh, yeah, the parking garage technology. That is amazing. You can, if you haven't been to the new parking garages, they have little green lights on each row, and they tell you, the sign at the end of each row tells you how many spaces are in the row, and if there aren't any, then it'll be a big red 0. And if there are, you'll see the lights, and so you can see how far down. There'll be green lights above each space. You can see where you can park, so that's kind of cool. And here's one called Anthropologie. That's, I guess, and again, clothing. So those are the bigger ones. And there's one way down here. I'm not going to walk all the way down, but there's one Under Armour, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with. It's a pretty big brand. The Tokyo Super Dry store over here. I'm going to turn around and come back the other way. And one of the neatest features here, if I can walk down the sidewalk kind of a little bit back to where we came, is the market stalls, which is almost set up like an old farmer's market with the brick architecture, and you'll see it here in just a minute. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, Disneyland has a lot of cool things, but the Downtown Disney is not one of the not one of the better features of it, for sure. I like the Magic Kingdom part of Disneyland is really neat. I love that they have Mr. Toad there still, even though it's a little bit different than the old Disney World version, if anybody remembers that. And their Pirates of the Caribbean is a lot better, actually, than the one here at Disney World, even though the Disney World one's fantastic and it's a classic, but the one at Disneyland has quite a bit more scenes in it, actually. So here's what I'm talking about, and I really like this street. It's kind of a boulevard here with these big palm trees. And what you'll see is this nice big brick building. Yeah, it really is a different experience. My wife actually likes Disneyland better, and we live close to Orlando. Go figure. So this is the market stalls again. It's a pretty neat little place. And one of the things I like about it is there's a lot more places to sit down. Whereas I think that was a big complaint about Disney, or Downtown Disney, or whatever you wanted to call it at the time, was that there was no place to sit. The theory was maybe that you would be shopping and spending money, but I think the opposite's true, that if people don't have a place to sit and relax, they are going to go home or go back to their resort quicker. So Disney got smart, and they put these nice planters in here you can sit, and it's a nice shady area. It's not really air conditioned, but you get air conditioning from the stores. But I think this building, the architecture is really neat. I'll look back the other way. Maybe the lighting will be a little better. You have a lot of familiar brands, Vera Bradley, and you have a Columbia sportswear down here. If you're just joining us, welcome. Thanks for checking us out and coming along with us. We're just walking around Disney Springs here, just checking out some of the new stores. I've done some tour videos of these, so if you want to see in depth, you can check out the rest of my channel. There's several playlists on there, and I try to keep it organized so people can find what they're looking for. I know the big draw to my channel is the Resort TV, which is my favorite, but I always enjoy doing these tours of the parks and resorts as well. Yeah, you can see some from the video, but when you actually get here, you'll get a sense of the size and the scope of this place. It's just so much bigger. It really is. It's probably 72 degrees and a nice breeze. Just about perfect. And we're looking at the Coke store here, which is new, and it's a lot of fun. Trying to keep the camera steady, hope it's not bouncing too much. You hear the saxophone player there. We've got our nightly entertainment. The Christmas store, yeah, it's still there. It's still in the marketplace, still in exactly the same place, so no worries there. Oh, thanks, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, I enjoy making the tours. They're a lot of fun. It takes a lot of time, but I am really big on detail, and I like to make sure I don't just rush through anything. I mean, these kind of tours are different. We're just kind of walking around. This is kind of informal, but I like to make sure when I do the formal tours that it's a little more in-depth. You can see the Coke store up there. There's a third floor balcony, and you can kind of stand and look down on everybody and get a Coke from several different countries. I don't know. Kind of like Club Cool. I have to admit, I'm a saxophone player, so I hear the saxophone player and I'm walking away so we don't get too much of that music on here. If anybody's... Oh yeah, Beverly. I don't know if they serve that. That'd be awesome though. That's still the best trick at Club Cool. If you've got a good poker face and you can trick somebody into thinking that the Beverly's really good. Anyway, I was saying about the saxophone player. I am a saxophone player and I teach music, and unfortunately that particular saxophone player, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but his tone quality kind of bothers me. Hate to be critical, but I always have to walk away when he's playing. This big huge building here is STK, which is, as you can imagine, a steakhouse. And we haven't been in there, but it is really expensive and also really nice. You're talking $50 to $60 to $70 for each entree, so it's really nice, but you're going to definitely pay for it. So like I said, with the new baby and stuff, we haven't splurged for that, but I want to show you something else too. Here's some construction. This is not open yet. I think I can zoom in live mode. Let's try it. Let's see. Yeah, there I can. Awesome. Yeah, I thought so too. St. Augustine's really cool. We went there when I was a kid. It does remind me of that also. This right here is called the Edison, and it won't be open until later this year. But it's kind of a bar and grill, or it will be a bar and grill, and it looks like it's going to be really big. So anyway, that is still under construction. And there's one more thing, a wine bar up the top of the hill there where Pleasure Island used to be, that's also under construction. But other than that, that's basically, everything's basically finished here. And you can see Planet Hollywood now has a new outdoor bar here, 2 stories. And if you haven't seen any of the parking garages, this back towards the Coke building there where we were before is the orange garage. They have an orange and a lime, and the nice thing about it is now that both garages are open, you can pretty much find a spot anytime unless it's super busy. And here's a tip: if there aren't spots open in the garage, go somewhere else, because it's one of those things where when you have no spots in the garage, you really can't even walk around here. So you really don't want to be here if there's no spots in the garage. But anyway, like somebody said earlier, they've got a really neat digital signage system in the garages, and so you can see pretty quick how many spots are open. And even on the main street, Buena Vista Drive, you can actually see which garages are open. So it actually tells you orange garage open, lime garage open. The signs are digital and they change. So it's a lot better than it was before as far as traffic flow. A couple of you mentioned you were here in 2015. It was a nightmare in 2015 trying to find a place to park. They had people parking across the street at Team Disney, and they don't do that anymore unless it gets really, really busy. So, got a Cubs shirt on if anybody heard the guy say Cubbies. Yeah, I'm from Indiana originally and been a Cubs fan for a long time, so I was pretty excited they won the World Series. This is the west side, and it's fairly similar. It's not really, it hasn't really changed too much. Oh, sorry. That's what I was gonna say. Sorry to any Cleveland people. Yeah, and actually, when the World Series was set, I was, sorry that it had to be 2 teams that neither one had won very long, or won for a long time, and so it was almost. My dad and I said, yeah, we'd love to see Cleveland get a win too, unless they were playing the Cubs. And at that point, I guess the Cubs had to wait longer. So we said, okay, well, let's get ours because we got to get rid of that curse. I don't know, did Cleveland have a curse, or has it just been a while? Oh yeah, my goodness, it came down to just basically the very last out. I mean, I know it usually does, but I actually got frustrated halfway through the last inning there and turned it off for just a couple minutes, and then I realized that was dumb and I needed to turn it back on. And I'm really glad that I did. the new baby was awake anyway, so he got to watch with me. So what's the Cleveland curse? How's it going, Canadian Disney fans? Welcome. Oh, there we go. The lighting's a little weird in the dusk, and the camera's having trouble figuring out the brightness. And we have the food stalls here, or market trucks, or whatever you want to say. Oh, thanks, Chris. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. We have fun making the videos, that's for sure. My wife didn't come along tonight. She stayed home with the baby, but she usually comes along with me, and she doesn't like the parks with Disney quite as much as I do, but she puts up with my obsession. On spring break, we have a deal. Last night I had the baby yesterday I had the baby all day and really enjoyed some time with him. And today she said, okay, it's your turn, so I got to go today. Oh, sports radio, thanks, your curse. I used to watch Mike, or listen to Mike and Mike on ESPN radio, but I don't anymore, because I used to have a long commute, and I don't anymore, so anyway. Sorry for the loud music. That's Bongos. That hasn't changed. Good restaurant, though, if you haven't been there. And great live music on the weekends. I don't think they do it on the weeknights. Those of you watching, if there's anything you want to see, I'm definitely willing to take requests. If you haven't been to Splitsville, it's pretty amazing. They actually did a great job with that old Virgin Megastore. Made a great, this bowling alley was a perfect fit. And really down here by Cirque du Soleil and House of Blues, nothing's really changed. Except for the addition of that, what they call the High Line with the grass and the little, basically it looks like an old train track, except for it's broken up into small pieces for some reason. So I'm going to turn around and come back the other way here. Hoping my battery holds out here. Some people are noticing me talking into the camera. Oh well. Not like I'm the only person that either live streams or vlogs, so I'm used to people looking at me funny. I'm a teacher. Hey, thanks, Cammie. I appreciate you watching. You guys have a great evening as well. Actually, yeah, they do have characters in flight, and I'm actually headed that way right now. They changed the balloon, actually, though. It was that, I can't remember, it was a yellowish, orangish color. I can't really remember, but anyway, it now is this bluish color. So if I get down there, you'll see what I'm talking about. I teach instrumental music, so I teach at a middle school, and I teach orchestra, guitar, and band. So it's a lot of fun. And I always tell everybody, a lot of my love for music comes from Disney, because there's so much great music at Disney, and I grew up coming to the parks with my parents. Even though we lived in Indiana, we came down here every summer, and especially some of the older Epcot attractions and some of the older retro music is just so great. And I've been collecting it over the years, and then when I found out I could collect Resort TV too, I started doing that as well. So my parents thought I was crazy the first time I asked to take a VCR to the to the resort and record some stuff way back in 1993, I guess. Oh, nice, Indiana. What part of Indiana? I used to teach in Sullivan, believe it or not. Hey, Lego Man Steve. How's the weather in Maine right now? Greenwood. Oh, cool. Yeah, I used to teach in Sullivan, Indiana, a small little school there, and moved down to Florida and got a job at a big 2,300 student high school and grew a gigantic marching band and got burned out. Oh, Center Grove, yeah. That's a big band program there for sure. Are you guys in the thick of indoor season there at Center Grove? Oh, here's the characters in flight. You can see the balloon's blue now. Planning. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know how that was. Like I said, I used to teach at Haines City High School here, and we had a bunch of indoor teams. We had two guards and a percussion, and the guard and percussion both medaled at one point, and we had the whole $100,000 a year budget and all that, and I finally got burned out on that, so. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it'd be a nice night for a balloon ride. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't keep the characters on. I do like the color, though. It's nice. It'd be a perfect night for either a balloon ride or a boat ride. You can kind of see across the water there the boathouse.
One side of it is supposedly modeled after a 1920s Edison Electric Company, and the other side is a 1920s cabaret.
Yeah, definitely Disney. I know what you're talking about. I did the same thing. It is a huge difference. It's hard to even know where you are when you first come in here if you haven't been here for a couple of years. Yeah, everything is better in Florida. The only thing that's not been great lately is the traffic on I-4. So if you do come down here, try and stay off of I-4 as much as you can. It's gotten a lot worse. We used to have resident passes, and then we had the baby in June, and just budget got a little tight, but I'm actually, oh yeah, Earl of Sandwich is fantastic. So anyway, we don't have passes right now, but we plan to get them here in the next year or so, especially when the baby gets older and is able to go with us more often. Yeah, I love Earl of Sandwich, so does my family. That music is so catchy. Yeah, I think they might sell it at the Coke store. I'm not sure. We're gonna walk up the bridge here to the old Pleasure Island. And we'll go up to the boathouse and then we'll probably finish off there. Mostly because I think my battery's gonna die, but we'll see. Go iPhone. I've just got the 6S. I didn't get the Plus because I thought it would be too big, but I think I'll get the Plus next time. Just if for nothing else, the bigger battery. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the marketplace is fairly similar, at least the layout wise, but the landing area, the town center obviously is new in the west side. It's a huge difference. This is this STK restaurant I was talking about earlier. You can see you can eat outside, and then there's a upstairs area. I think that's the pricier area probably. I'm not really sure exactly, but really neat place either way. My favorite restaurant? Depends. I usually eat at the cheaper places since I'm a teacher, but for right now, I'd say there's a new restaurant that I actually haven't passed by yet called The Blaze. It's a pizza place, and it's almost like Subway for pizza. You go up to the counter and they put out your crust, and you tell them what kind of sauce and what kind of cheese and everything. Basically, you get to pick everything. So, oh yeah, anything from Goofy's Candy Shop is good. But so I really, that's where I ate tonight, was the Blaze Pizza, and I got a pizza and a drink for only $12. So at Disney, that's not too bad. That place gets really busy though, so if you want to try out the Blaze, it's in the new town center, and it gets really busy at dinner. So just keep that in mind. This is completely new here, with the exception of the Paradiso, which is fairly similar, but they added on to it. All these restaurants or not restaurants, all these shops on the right are new. Yeah, I think they do have it outside the Disney somewhere. I wasn't sure if it was a chain or not. I like Wolfgang's, but I'd say my favorite sit-down place right now is the Splitsville, which is great. You can get basically anything you want there. Jealous and sad. Yeah. Like I was telling somebody the other day, you know, the biggest thing is it's hard whenever you work so close to Disney. I work about a half an hour away, and during the busy times I don't get to come over. So, you know, I mean, yes, I'm close enough that I can, but it's like, oh, I'm too tired or whatever. So it's kind of like, it's almost like a tease sometimes. This is neat. This is a hangar bar based off of Indiana Jones, a character from Indiana Jones, I guess. I don't remember that part of the movie, but nice little bar. This right here is where the wine bar is going to go, and that will go in this space right next to the, if you want to know where we are, right next to Raglan Road. Oh, yeah, actually, we live in Lakeland, Lakeland is 30 minutes from Disney, on or 35 or 40 now that I-4 is worse. So we live there. However, closer to Disney, there's a couple places. Champions Gate is one. My parents used to live over there. Trying to think of where else. Hunters Creek is not that far. New Independence is another place that's north of the Magic Kingdom that's pretty nice. There's a lot of places. If you wanted just an apartment, you can find an apartment anywhere. And you'll pay around, if you find a nice place that's not too super nice or not too big, you'll pay around $1,000 a month for an apartment here. I don't know how that compares to where you're at, but I know in Indiana we were only paying $500. And if you get a smaller or just a studio, you know, it's cheaper obviously, but another area that I really like is Dr. Phillips, but it's a little more expensive. It's closer to Universal. My biggest advice, and I told somebody this on the comments earlier, my biggest advice if you move here is, and you want to go to Disney obviously, live on the west side. Do not live on the east side, because you will get stuck in traffic trying to get to Disney or trying to get home from Disney, and you will be very frustrated. So my biggest advice again is live on the west side of Orlando. Polk County, Osceola County, some of those places have a nice place to live. You don't have to live in Orange County, and you can still be really close. I teach in Polk County actually, so anyway. But if you live up in Winter Park or even in Seminole County, it's just a lot further. And like I said, I-4 in downtown Orlando backs up every single day. So, and there are some ways around it, but it is frustrating. There's sprinkles. I know they have some of those in California, at least one in LA. No, crime is not a problem in any of the areas that I mentioned. The thing that I would recommend when you're looking at a place is go during the day and then go at night. We did that when we bought our house, because Florida is different than a lot of places up north. pretty much, unless it's really bad neighborhood, everything looks pretty good. Construction is fairly new, it's fairly well maintained. We don't have the winter, so harsh that cracks everything and makes everything look old and weathered. So anyway, I would recommend checking out a place at night, because like I said, it could look perfectly fine and then you realize that it's not. So you can't really judge a place to live in Florida by its looks. Now if it does look bad, it's really bad, but generally the police are pretty good down here and do a pretty good job, because especially around Disney, they understand that the big draw of Disney, just like the police in New York City and Manhattan, realizes is safety. People are not going to come here if they don't feel safe. So I know that obviously we had the tragedy in June with the nightclub, and that was terrible, but that was pretty surprising and shocking, because we've never had anything like that happen. So we're hoping obviously nothing like that ever happens again. This is a Morimoto Asia place. Sorry, I think I missed a couple comments there while I was walking. If I don't answer your comment, it's just because I'm trying to walk and not run into people. Morimoto is where the old Mannequins nightclub used to be. Pretty nice. So anyway, but I like the way the lights are on the walls there is really cool. And again, back to Raglan Road, which has been here for a while. Well, I think probably go ahead and wrap it up. Like I said, my battery I think is getting critical, but I really appreciate everybody watching, and we'll try and do more of these, especially when we get the park passes back. I know it'll be fun to maybe go on one of the outdoor rides or something on the live stream. That would be kind of cool. But anyway, I appreciate everybody watching, and like I said, just make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Hey, no problem. You guys have a great night. Anyway, so that's it from here at Disney Springs. Everybody enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.